was kind of scary. Kind of made me feel the way I did when I listened to this album for the first time. And I mean that in the best of ways. Hello everyone, welcome back to Lawson Music. Have my hot tea, take a little sip. And today we're here for a review of the new Tyler the Creator album, Igor. Tyler the Creator is a rapper, kind of singer-songwriter, musician. He makes his own beats, hip-hop. He's an artist who's evolved throughout the years and kind of started off as the leader and member of this group called Odd Future. And he was kind of known in the beginning as someone who, though he might have had some talent, just kind of was immature and who had a lot of vulgarity in his song lyrics. And I don't think a lot of people really took him seriously until his album Flower Boy, which came out a couple years ago. And Flower Boy was really my first real experience with Tyler. I was exposed to some of his music a little before that, like the Wolf album, his album called Wolf. And I had maybe heard a couple of his other songs before, but this was the first one for me that I was paying attention to music when it got released, and I was paying attention to what other people were saying about it. And it's the first one where I really sat down and listened to the full album, and I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic album. It definitely seemed like he was an artist who was really, blooming, blossoming, and coming into himself, like a lot of other people have pointed out. And this is his follow-up album, Igor. I will say off the bat that I think that it's hard to compare Flower Boy to Igor, like a lot of people are doing, but that's natural. But to speak generally about Igor before diving into the different songs, I really think that it's not as important in his discography in the sense that Flower Boy was, I think, more creative, and I think that Tyler was really being more inventive and really pulling from a lot of different sources. And that it's not that it's a problem that he doesn't do that on Igor, because he does some, but I really do feel like Igor is Tyler the Creator using his newfound, not just competence with his own sound, but I guess it's competence and just feeling comfortable with what he's doing to be able to tell a story. There was definitely storytelling elements on Flower Boy, but with Igor here, just the story is very compelling. One of the aspects of Flower Boy that I liked the most was just the atmosphere, the sound that Tyler came up with through the different use of synths, through the different samples of the different kind of guitars and all the different effects and everything that he used. Just the mood, the atmosphere was just very, very dense and intricate and interesting on Flower Boy. And I feel like he brings that here with Igor too. Although the mood is definitely a little bit more serious, it's a little bit more eerie on Igor. So the album opens up with a song called Igor's Theme, which is that super synthy song that I was playing at the very beginning. And my very first impression hearing this song, as soon as the drums kicked in with the synths, was that, oh man, this is serious. It's something's about to go down. And the lyrics definitely kind of make you think that too, singing about running around town, they can feel this one and all that. It definitely makes you feel like something serious is about to happen. And then the next song is called Earthquake, and it's super catchy, and I loved it the very first time that I heard it. As I've gone back and listened to the album a couple more times, I don't enjoy it as much as I did, but it's still very, very catchy, and I enjoy just all the different ideas in the instrumental. The Playboy Cardi feature is kind of interesting, though. I had to really look up the lyrics to be able to go back and understand what he was saying on that, but that's okay. And Tyler's really gotten good at coming up with these, not just lyrics, but these very catchy and relatable lyrics, like, please don't go, things that maybe if you said generally sound kind of cliche, but they're definitely, and with this song Earthquake, I feel like it's a song that a lot of people can relate to. And I definitely can. He's really gotten good at these kind of catchy hooks and lyrics. And I really feel a lot of emotional vulnerability coming from Tyler on this song too. Definitely another solid track. I think definitely kind of sounds like Kanye West's Stronger a little bit. A lot of other people have pointed this out, and there's nothing really wrong with that. It's just kind of interesting, the cadence and the way, the delivery that Tyler has with his lyrics. You can definitely notice that. And 3 songs deep, I'm definitely appreciating and enjoying this kind of this kind of crackly, vinyl-y aesthetic that you hear that at first makes it sound like the production on the album isn't very good, but I definitely don't think it's that way at all. I'm pretty sure it's deliberate, and it really reminds me a lot of what you hear throughout Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. I think it works really well whenever I hear it, especially with this song, and I really like the backup vocals and everything. The I think I'm falling in love. This is another really catchy song, and it's the energy is really good, and so far I'm really enjoying the pacing on this album too. Exactly What You Run From is a nice little interlude. It definitely has a lot of the same feel as Flower Boy, and I've kind of started to notice that, not that the instrumentals are like exact duplicates from Flower Boy, but Tyler's definitely found some synths and piano chords that he likes to rehash, and that's fine because they sound really good, and this is a very good transition. The next song is Running Out of Time, and it's instantly catchy and feels like it could have been off of Flower Boy as well, with the really cool synths that are moving up and down, arpeggiating in the background. I do kind of get Chance the Rapper coloring book vibes off of this song. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know, just the whole wade in your water, those type of lyrics, especially when it kind of slows down, I think it's good. If I had one complaint about this song, is that I feel like it has energy in the beginning, and it kind of wavers in the middle, and it doesn't really capitalize on the energy that it creates. I think that this is probably one of the weaker tracks on the album, even though I still really like it, and I think it's super catchy and fun to sing along to. This song does make me wonder, though, is Tyler or Igor, is this character running out of time to convince this person that they love them, or do whatever it is they want to do with this love story that's happening and that's being explained to us? Or is it more introspective? Is it about Tyler/Igor running out of time to love themselves or to give themselves what they need? I think it's interesting. The next song is New Magic Wand, and this is the first real, what you call a banger. The beat goes really, really hard, and I feel like this song is definitely about obsession, and I really like the confliction in it as well. It's a very relatable song as far as like not wanting that person to leave, but then maybe feeling like that's the best thing for you. This song is dirty, and it's urgent, and everything's just kind of nasty about it. And I feel like it is a really good song about someone who's just got a whole lot on their mind, and it's too much. It's kind of overwhelming. So the next song is called A Boy Is a Gun, and it's one of my two favorite songs from this album, I think. And this is when I really first started to notice what other people have pointed out, the soul on this album. You could really describe this album as soul, just as much, if not more, than you could describe it as rap or hip-hop. And I really like this song. It's instantly got a groovy bass line, and it's got catchy hooks, and it gives me a lot of old-school, jazzy, soulful hip-hop sample vibes, things like maybe I'd hear on something J. Cole was doing with Truly Yours back a while ago. Album's also getting more Kendrick Lamar vibes, like this song could have been off of Damn or something. And the guitar near the end of A Boy Is a Gun also kind of gives me like some Flaming Lips vibes, which is pretty cool. I've been hearing that style of kind of guitar a lot on Flower Boy and Igor. Speaking of Kendrick Lamar again, as great of a song as Puppet is, it feels like it could have been right off of To Pimp a Butterfly. But that's almost exclusively a good thing. It's just kind of got like that dreamy element that you'd hear on a lot of the songs off of To Pimp a Butterfly. Just this kind of, especially with like the interesting vocal deliveries from both Tyler and Kanye, those are really cool. And obviously this song is about manipulation, but it's still compelling. The lyrics really paint this picture of someone who is either being manipulated or is worried about being manipulated. I like it a lot. So the next song, What's Good, is really the climax of the album, and it's back to this kind of dirty synth that we heard in the very beginning of the album, and it's very unnerving and uneasy, and even if you're not paying attention to the lyrics, which I usually don't on the first time, and you're just listening to the sounds of the music and kind of vibing out to it, you can tell that like stuff's getting real, like stuff is really going down, and this song this is definitely the big moment for the album. So The Love Is Over and the song I Don't Love You Anymore is definitely telling us that. And it's not that this is a bad song, but it's really setting up the next song, which is Gone Gone Thank You, which is definitely one of the best songs on the album. This song is just very emotionally gripping, and it definitely makes me feel like it could have been off of Flower Boy, and I'm really just enjoying the way that this song propels itself forward. But this is the real lament of the love that is lost. Very good song. I really like the I would say the depth of Tyler's feelings that he's expressing with his lyrics at near the end of Gone Gone Thank You, because he's like, this love is over, and he's talking about he's glad that he had it, and he's glad that it's gone, but you know, the lyrics like where the poison's still in the gumbo, he doesn't know if he wants to do it again. He doesn't know if he would want to fall in love with someone again, but I think that he understands that confliction that everyone feels when they're going through a bad breakup, that the those contradictory feelings of not wanting to go on to a new love, but then knowing that you're thankful for the love that you have with someone in those experiences. And then the album finishes off with a song called Are We Still Friends? And this is probably my favorite song off of the album. Once again, it just kind of sounds like this groovy, instant classic soul track. I'm just digging everything about this song. And it asks an important question that most people do when they go through a breakup, you know, can we still be friends? And it really does feel like this is the end of a journey. It's the end of a story. And it's one of those songs where, at least when I listened to it, I was like, okay, there's a lot that I probably need to go back and try to digest from this album. The story that Tyler, the creator, presents us with this album is very, very interesting. And he really is someone that has had an interesting rise to where he is right now. And I have to say that I'm very excited and interested to see what he's going to do musically in the future. Overall, I was going back and listening to Flower Boy, and I think that Flower Boy, if you can have any sort of objectivity when it comes to music, might be the better album if you're looking at things like creativity and inventiveness, and then like the evolution from the rest of his discography in the past. But I do think that Igor is an excellent album, and I think with the creativity that I heard on it, well, less so creativity and more so just the sounds that he got and just the flow of everything. The pacing on this album was really good. There's only a few moments where I thought the pacing was a little off. The songs will kind of flow into each other, and just for the sake of the story, I think this is a great album. One critique that I have heard other people give it, and I can kind of understand, and I think agree, is that Tyler doesn't always have a whole lot of passion in his vocal delivery, and I think some of that might be deliberate, because I do think that there were moments in Flower Boy like this where kind of Tyler's insecurities and the things that he's feeling are kind of maybe preventing him from giving like this really powerful, raw, vocal, emotional delivery. And of course it depends on song to song, but I do think that there were moments on this album where Tyler could have been a little bit more... Like, he always jokes, if you watch videos of him live, like on his NPR Tiny Desk, that he's not a singer. And it's true that that's definitely not his main talent. But the more that he's worked at in the past couple albums, I can hear him making developments, and I think that even if he were to hit a wrong note or something, it would be nice to kind of hear him just go for it. But overall, I really enjoyed this album, and I think it's probably worthy of a 9. I'm going to give it a solid 9. Alright, that was my review of Tyler, the Creator's Igor. Thanks for the view.